What does one of the best sporting events of the year tell us about financial planning? Hi, this is financial planner Sean Mullaney. Let's discuss. So this weekend's a huge sports weekend and nobody's playing ball. It is the NFL draft. It's become a huge television event, a huge sports event. Folks love the NFL draft. And I think it can tell us something very important about financial planning. It's this: let's stop falling for false precision, particularly about the future. So, I think about the NFL draft, and these teams invest millions of dollars in scouting departments and travel and analytics and computer software to predict the future in terms of, all right, these college players did whatever they did in college. We've interviewed them. Here's how we project them out as NFL pros. Well, guess what? Even with all that, the millions of dollars they spend on scouting in the National Football League, there's a lot of misses in the NFL draft. I'm thinking of two in particular. Tom Brady, probably the greatest quarterback ever, 7 Super Bowl championships. I'll argue that with anybody, right? He was drafted in the 6th round, right? He got passed up all the time in the NFL draft back when he came out in the year 2000. What about Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy just led his team to a Super Bowl. He was the last guy taken at the end of the 7th round. They call him Mr. Irrelevant because he was literally the last guy taken. So all that precision about predicting the future, totally got it wrong on Tom Brady, totally got it wrong on Brock Purdy. Now, it doesn't always get it wrong, by the way. Sometimes it gets it right. But as NFL fans, we tend to ascribe way too much confidence to the scouting staffs, right? We say, oh, well, we have the first pick, so we're going to get this great football player. We don't know that, right? And that false precision we ascribe to NFL scouting reports and predictions for the future in terms of college players and what they'll do in the future as NFL players applies all the more to personal finance. Folks love to say, look, I put all these numbers in computer software and it spit out what I'm going to be worth in 25 years. Are you kidding me? That's false precision. I don't care what the computer software is. I don't care who the financial planner is. Come on. Here's the thing about false precision and financial planning and looking at the future. Projections build on projections, right? Does any financial planner have any chance of getting your assets right in 20 years? Here's the answer. They don't. Right? I don't care what computer software they have. Why do I say that? Well, let's just imagine, Sam's your financial planner, and he's so good, he's able to get one thing exactly right. He's able to predict the U.S. stock market return in the year 2044, 20 years from now. He projects it's going to be 9.8%. for that year, and he's right. Let's just give it to him. He's right. Does he have any chance of getting your assets correct in 20 years? The answer is absolutely not. Why do I say that? Because projections build on projections. In order to get your assets right in the future, he'd have to get 20 years of your income right, 20 years of your spending right, and 20 years of asset returns right. And, bunch of people can maybe get it right for a year or two, right? They're pretty close on the income, the spending, and the asset returns for maybe 1 year, 2 year. But you see where this is going. They're not going to get it right every year in all 3 of those buckets. Eventually, it's going to get off the rails. Now, yes, projections play a role, but we can't over-invest in them. All we ought to use projections for is a bit of a peek into the financial future using conservative numbers just to get a sense of what the financial future might look like. But a projection is not a financial plan. What we're doing in financial planning is we're trying to identify those behaviors and tactics that maximize our chance of financial success regardless of future outcomes. Let's stop obsessing over future outcomes and instead change our behaviors, change our tactics. Use planning as a way to identify those tactics and behaviors that increase our likelihood of financial success regardless of future outcomes. So I think the NFL draft and a lot of the misses that happen when it comes to NFL scouting can very much inform our own financial planning, and we should not over-rely on projections and on false precision. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please mash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.